Hey, what's up? What's happening? Here's a classic. Some of you might remember back, the 80s? Anyway, I had stumbled on to the mystery of the spirit that stepped into my house. And you can hear the EVP say God. And I've always wondered about that till this day. And because of another capture, I have realized that it really was God. And it was the manifestation of the Holy Ghost. And I'm going to back that up with some evidence as well. And it's intriguing because on Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters, here's darkness here. And here we go here. If you listen long and low, you will hear the word God. And so, anyway, on those ghost shows, there have been spirits that come up and say they're God. And maybe we've been messing up, and maybe it's been the Holy Ghost. You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm learning. And here, look at this right here. Is that an ear? What is that? And then if you look, there's possibly a dragon with a scorpion tail on it as well. These are mind-boggling. And here's the recent capture. That's real time. And I've slowed it down 25 times. And when I did, I hear the word Father. So I put one and one together. Father and God. Son and Father. And of course the Holy Ghost. And they're there and are there always to bear witness of this phenomena that I experience in my home. This is from last night. I did some cooking. I had done some cooking the night that I had got that capture of the Father, the EVP. And but it was washed out. It was just too bright in the room. And there's something strange about the voice of the EVP that says Father. It sounds like my voice. Do you know that when the Holy Ghost comes into your life, or you recognize him finally, that he becomes like you? It's not like an independent character that resides with you. No, he takes on you, your likeness. But he's always facing God and can never do any wrong. He leaves that up to me, apparently. And so, wasn't that a cool capture right there? All right. This stuff that's flying in the air, it's not dust at all. I mean, there is probably a very low probability that some is dust, but I mean very low. These things jet around like they've got rockets in them. And then there's other little strange things that show up as well. Not always orbs, but I don't know. It's hard for me to describe it. I can't recover everything that I capture on video. We just seem to lose it when you process it through photos and etc. I was lucky to capture that one rod that one evening and enlarge it, and it's still held together. And, this is evidence upon evidence to back up what I'm talking about. And it's weird because when that shadow had showed up and said God, I doubted it very much. And, it seems like if it had been God, it would have been a little bit more information, you know what I mean? A few more words other than a sliver of a scene and then a word. And if it hadn't have been for this other EVP, ooh, did you see that? Was that a close call or what? You know, that's what I'm talking about. That ain't dust. That was organized action right there. A thought behind it. And a purpose to avoid from bumping into me. I've got some captures where the orbs keep bumping into the TV. So they have a hard time seeing, apparently. There we go again. Isn't that cool? And so all I could say is I feel confident where I live and I feel secure, most definitely. I always know that the Father's with me, totally. I don't go around life thinking that he wasn't there today because things ain't going right. I never do. And I know he knows everything that I do, I say, I think, and he knows what I need before I ask it. So that's why I don't really ask anything, because I know he knows my needs. So I just keep faith. I'm not a person who sees how complicated he can make his spiritual walk with God. I make it as simple as possible. Why? Because I gotta live it. You know what I mean? I don't have time to be taking breaks, getting down on my knees, praying to God for strength and wisdom when I need it right then. And that, to me, that's okay though. You can make things as complicated as you want them. You got to live it. That's your freedom of choice. And those who just fail to believe and can't really believe anything that somebody puts forth because they're in denial that there is a greater spirit than he, well, that's his problem as well. I wish they wouldn't make it my problem. It's like Amityville Horror, what this whole movie started out with, was people in denial that God exists. And what happened? Darkness manifested and proved himself. And in the movie, they weren't so much in denial anymore. People had to lose their life because of it, of ignorance. Went outside just for a moment or two, came back in, and just before I shut the window, I always make sure they're back in. That looked like it didn't really come in, but just the same, it was snake in appearance. And here we go. This is premium capture.